What's up? This is Draco.
And this is Alicia.
And you're now tuned in to OD
Podcast.
Oh.
Period.
What's popping?
Man, I can't call it. You know, every time we have a thing with episode scheduling, I be like, should we change the day we record? But we have changed it several times and we just
I just don't think that we should change the date. I mean, people know I feel like our listeners do be expecting new episodes, but I think they also realize that we are human.
That ain't what them DMs be saying.
And that people leave the house with the oven on. Hold on. Yeah, so back to what I was saying before I realized that I left the oven on and I've been gone from my house since 3:00.
How was your birthday trip?
Okay. I have mixed reviews. I'm gonna be honest. Because we be honest over here on OD Podcast. That's just what we do. So I went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. It was a very beautiful city. The house that we stayed in was amazing. The pool was nice. We had a chef come the first night. The food was amazing. What did we do? The boat we went on. We did a private yacht. I kind of wish we did a shared one because it seemed like the boats that had more people on it were having so much fun. Now we did have fun, but they was going off. Like
it is fun when you in with strangers. I seen this meme today. It was like me saying bye to the stranger at the beach that I never see again, and it was like a girl that was looking real sad. I'm like, I do think sometimes I met some really cool people out and about, and I'm like, dang, I wonder how they doing.
Yeah. So I probably should have did that instead because it wasn't a lot of us. So the first time I ever did that, it was like 10 or 11 of us, and this time it was only 5. So yeah, but it was pretty cool though. I don't like their beaches for the most part because the water isn't clear. Yeah. So the only thing, it was a couple things that I didn't like. For one, I lost my vaccine card when I got there, literally, like right off the plane. So that was very inconvenient. Secondly, they jug out there. If you don't know what jug mean, it's a ghetto way of saying rob, like a mini rob.
Not a mini rob, but you know what? Very, very accurate.
Yeah, so it's not like a full rob, it's like a mini rob. But they just basically charge for every single thing out there, and the prices it's like they make up prices in their head, and you can't really say nothing. I'm not really a negotiator, but Dominican Republic definitely made me one. So I now negotiate rates. If you want to book me, you can email me at christopherdixonmakeup@gmail.com. But nah. It was pretty cool though. Like it was nice, but I probably would never visit there again unless I'm on a resort. The last day we went to a resort, Club Med. We were supposed to go to a resort called Playa Blanca. Playa Blanca.
Sounds racist.
It was closed.
It wasn't closed. They just didn't want y'all in the nakers.
Nah, it was closed. And we went to another resort and it was really nice. So it kind of made me feel like we should have got or at least like figured out different resorts to visit while we were there. But yeah, overall it was cool. It just was the trip was very nice. The weather was amazing. But when it came to like the excursions and everything was really basic. And I was kind of disappointed because I had, from the other places that I visited, that was like my least favorite. So, but it was cool.
I actually went to the getaway house cabin with my partner.
Okay.
And it was actually really cool. I'm glad that we had just done one night, only because out there it's meant to be relaxed, like relaxing and free and all the other stuff, because there's not really any Wi-Fi or anything like that. Now I was lucky enough to have service because I am with the Verizon Wireless, and but it was cool experience. It was only about an hour and a half away. We just went straight up 400. made 2 right turns, and boom, we was in the cabin. But it was cool. I will share my link in the episode notes if y'all want to book and check it out. It is $25 off using my code. I will also get $25 off. So it's no scam here, just beneficial. You get what I'm saying? But it's just really cool. And my biggest concern was about the safety because it is in North Georgia, but we only passed one Trump sign with a QAnon sign to accompany it. But once we got to the actual campsite, there were a lot of varying backgrounds of people there. I saw some Asians, there was some Black people, and the cabins, they weren't far apart, but they weren't that close. And what I mean by that is like, it's kind of like having a neighbor across the street, but except they put the cabins down a little hill so you can have privacy. So those cabins are close enough to know that they're there, but not close enough for them to see what you got going on. So I like that. So if you wanted to be bucking naked, well, nobody gonna know. Yeah. It was really cool. I would definitely do it again. They have it in several cities, but I'm sorry, but I do want to check out the other ones. There's one in California. I think I want to say it's Big Bear. I don't know. Is Big Bear in California? I can't remember, but it has like a lot of mountain views. I thought it was really cool. And real mountains, not the tree hills that we have in Georgia. Not that those are fake, but there's something about those like rocky looking mountains.
I think for anybody that has been to California on the West Coast, I think they understand. Like if you're not from there and you visited there, you understand, because that's literally one of the first things that I noticed. Like getting off the plane, like even when I went to Vegas, I was just like, wow, like
it's just beautiful.
Real mountains. Yeah. Like I can't even explain it. Like that's the first thing you notice. Like, and you can literally see the mountains from wherever you are. Like it don't matter whatever part.
That's one thing I love about my little short stay in California. Like I'm just walking to the grocery store and I can't escape a mountain view. It's just there.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Beaches and mountain views. I just can't unthink.
Oh, the beach. Yeah, I think I might get an investment property on a beach, and then just kind of, if I want to stay in it myself, I'll just not book it out. But I've been thinking about that. That's later on down the line. But yeah, so getaway cabin, getaway. I don't know if is it. I think it's getaway house because the website is getaway.house, but it's also a cabin. It's also a tiny home. So we're just gonna say getaway. But y'all just check the episode notes for that discount link. Please and thank you. I think if you go on a weekend, you do have to do at least 2 nights. I didn't even take off time from work. I just took my computer with me. And then ironically, when I got to the front door of the cabin, it was 5 o'clock. So I slammed that thing closed. And then on the ride home, I just put it on the floor, connected to my mobile hotspot, and enjoyed the day.
Oh my gosh. I hope nobody from your job listening to this.
Well, I was working. I just had it on the floor. I wasn't at a physical office. I was just in the car.
Period.
But yeah, so anyway, that was cool. And then I'm trying to think of anything. Nothing really happened since then. I just been working, cleaning my house up. That's really it. So I guess we can get into this week's episode. You got a Black Business of the Week?
Black Business of the Week is my girl Shelly London. I don't even remember how. I met Shelly back in 2010 or 11. I was working at Glam Bar, which is a hair salon, and she was working across the street from me at Blue Cantina. It was on Peter Street at the time. Now they moved it, of course. But she used to be one of the bartenders over at Blue Cantina, so she used to come up to the salon all the time. She's really close friends with one of the stylists at the salon. Anywho, she doesn't even like to call herself a chef, which is so funny because she literally cooks on her Instagram every day. So of course she posts other stuff, but and she also owned a restaurant at one point. I remember going to a restaurant a few years ago, but now she has her own line of seasonings. And what I like about hers is that it's not really the typical seasonings that you see on Instagram, where it looks like, and this isn't to shade other brands because I mean, who's to say it's not good, but hers look very authentic. Like it comes in a jar, so you don't shake it out like a regular seasoning bottle. You literally have to use a spoon or something to get the seasoning out of it, which I like because I feel like that's more authentic. And then the packaging of it just looks so clean. But what I like is that she literally promotes it every day with different things to cook. And that actually is what inspires me to cook on my page because she makes some of the most like bomb looking plates. Like her plates are very date night-ish every night. Now, granted, I don't have anybody that I'm dating Anywho, that don't matter. But I just like to practice and try new meals because I'm one person that really gets tired of eating the same thing all the time. Like I hate it. Like I used to be like that while I was a creature of habit and I would literally have to just eat the same thing all the time, but no. So I literally just look up recipes on Pinterest or I go to Shelly's page and copy one of her meals and remix it. But anywho, she does offer before COVID, she was offering private cooking classes, and I'm gonna send it to you, Alicia, so you can see because she would literally rent out like a really fancy Airbnb and everybody have hot plates. She'll get cooking tools and pots and seasonings for everybody, and she would literally just teach you how to cook it. And it was like the perfect, like if you were dating somebody and y'all wanted, neither one of y'all really knew how to cook or y'all just want to learn how to make more
I know
dishes.
how to
I was
cook.
like, go listen, everybody enable. Yeah, so her Instagram for her spices is the cooking code with Chelsea. But yeah, check it out. She just lives a really cool life to me. Like she just be chilling. She be over there cooking her food. She be and the thing and what I like about her too is that she travels a lot. Like this girl has went everywhere. When I say everywhere, she literally has went everywhere. And I think that what that really inspires her meals because she cooks a lot of like things that I wouldn't even think of. And I'm like, it could be because she travels a lot and she's experienced a lot of different things. That does put a that does like opens your palate up to new stuff. Because I even last week, I mean the other day when I cooked those lamb chops, I literally was inspired to make that sauce because the chef from Dominican Republic literally made it. I saw him make it.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll put all her information in the episode notes per usual. Now let's move on to shop talk. So first things first, I feel like Bow Wow and Soulja Boy really try to make up a verses that wasn't actually happening and create some hype around it to kind of, I don't know, I could be wrong, but Soulja Boy was promoting it and verses hadn't said Nathaniel. Okay. And then Bow Wow just came and said, ain't talking verses until I see some contracts, facts, back to regular scheduled program. Sir, y'all never had a verses.
Yeah.
That's so Bow Wow and Soulja Boy. I know they are different, but they are similar in a lot of ways. I used to love. I know y'all know I used to love Bow Wow down, but he is just so lame. I don't. The whole Soulja Boy and Bow Wow thing is just so lame. It's just I don't know. It just annoyed me that they was talking about a versus that actually wasn't happening. That's all.
That sounds like something that Bow Wow and Soulja Boy would do.
Exactly. It's so weird. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that because they've been going back and forth about talking about who got hits and who do woo, 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 woo. And it's just like I do think Bow Wow would beat Soulja Boy in the verses. It would probably beat most people around his age from that era, but they just so corny. Like, and I give it to Bow Wow. He's a great performer. Just leave it at the performing. Please don't talk.
That you know what's so crazy? We would never know how corny, weird, and ignorant these celebrities are if it weren't for social media.
I say it all the
I've
time.
said this so many times. I said it so many times. Everybody's not going to be likable just because, in theory, most of the celebrities that were famous before social media, they didn't have to. They weren't chosen or put in the industry because they were regular people, unlike people that are in the industry now. Like current celebrities, they're more relatable to you. They're more relatable to people around us, opposed to people like that. And I remember when we were younger, it used to be people running like websites for these people. So we never had to really, we never had
They
to
was
like
running their social media at one point.
yeah. And it's like we never had to really get into the personality of certain celebrities. We just literally listened to the music and that was it. We would hear stuff, whatever hits the media or whatever. But other than that, like we didn't really know anything about their personal life. And I think that's really fucking up a lot of celebrities. I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't like Nicki Minaj because she's a good artist, but I think that her online presence is what brings her down, and it makes her not
Really?
likable by I mean because you think about it. Before she wasn't on Instagram for a long time. Like she was one of those celebrities that were anti-Instagram. So
Okay.
before that she was on top, and then when she got on Instagram she barely knew how to use it because she was new to it. So She was still, you know, in the likes. But now every single thing that has pretty much brought her down or made her look bad has happened while she's been on social media. The Queen Radio, just her making certain posts and people literally seeing her personality. And granted,
I do think she's an odd one.
And that's a lot of people like it, and I think that's probably why I'm never really shocked when I see like celebrities act a certain way, because in my head, and this isn't me bashing anybody else, but I'm gonna use Mariah Carey as an example. Mariah Carey and Naomi Campbell have they both have had like certain character traits exposed to you know what I'm saying, to make them seem like they were a little mean to people or whatever the case may be, but neither one of them are really on social media like that or if they are, it's very calculated. It's very, I have a manager.
It's not just on there to be on there. It's like, hey, I have a personality, but I'm also busy.
Yeah.
Do you think Nicki Minaj is on there like that?
She doesn't have anybody telling her not to do something. Yeah. Or she doesn't, you know, I mean, not saying that Mariah and Naomi does or doesn't, but I'm saying they post more smart than her, because she'll get on there and attempt to defend herself on something, but in her way of defending something, she is very aggressive, and she don't have anybody reading over her things. Like, this is what celebrities have. They have like managers and PR people to read over their statements and read over whatever they have to say, so that when it comes out, it's not perceived as, oh,
I get what you're saying. Because she is who she is, people are not gonna be like, don't say that. She'd be like, I'm the boss. When you act like a boss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she's awkward. I don't know. I mean, y'all already know I'm not a Nicki Minaj hater. I'm just not a fan. And I definitely feel like she's a little awkward. Even the way she went about the Cuban link thing. I'm not Cuban. Oh, Jesus. Cuban Savage. Cuban doll. Listen, I never even been to Cuba. But wait, she said she was just joking when she corrected her lyrics, but I definitely thought that was shade. I mean, how could it was no LOL? It was no. She could have DM'd it to her. I don't know. It was just awkward. And then even like when she be dancing, I wish she wouldn't dance or try to twerk.
I think that she's just late in the game. Like she's older. I mean, she's a nice looking lady, but I'm saying she's older.
Not lady.
I'm just saying, like, she's just late in the game on certain things, and I think that she looks at people like Cardi B. Hold on. And see, Cardi B has been the way that she is since she came out. Like, we like Cardi B because of what we saw. Like, Cardi B started out on social media as a social media personality. So we expect whatever comes out of her mouth, we expect that, because that's just that's how she became who she is. And I think that Cardi B also opened a wave of for the new generation to be themselves. Because I'm not saying before her, you know, that wasn't a thing, but realistically, she got famous for being herself.
She definitely was one of a kind in that aspect. And that's one of the reasons why I liked her. Because I'm like, this girl just don't care. It started getting annoying, but I think that's because she was getting bigger. We had to see her more. But I get it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think for me, when I first learned about Nicki Minaj, she was a super hardcore girl. And who she ended up becoming was not what I like. Like, when it comes to music, I like really gang, killer, never tell a lie on the oath, Percocets, Molly, no fentanyl type of music. So I can't really get into the stuff that she turned into. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that just came with fame. I don't know. Because I do feel like once you get exposed to more things, you may behave differently. Or I honestly, I don't know. I don't have no excuse because I'm not a barb. So anyway.
No, for I feel
speaking of Cuba, again. So we already know, like, it seems like a majority of the time, every other time Vivica Fox is on TV or has a platform, she is talking about 50 Cent. Like,
every time.
Let me look up what year they was together. When did Vivica Fox date? Look at that. Somebody was ahead of it. It already came up. No. Them folks dated in 2003. They were together for. So Google says Vivica Fox and 50 Cent only dated for a few months back in 2003. Let me tell you something. She really always talks. The way she talks about him, you would have things that they made it to engagement. So, anyways, she went on Vlad TV and basically was talking about how he was the love of her life, and she feels like their relationship failed because they went public too soon, which could be true, but you can't possibly think that man's the love of your life. And why are you? I just feel like it's because obviously he's with Cuban Link. He's been with her for a minute. I don't know who he was with in previous years. I only really remember him being with like what's that white comedian, Chelsea Handler, Sierra, and Vivica Fox. But I just feel like if you know this man is in a relationship, why are you speaking about him like in that way? And the reason why I said this because the Shade Room posted the clip from the interview that she did on Vlad TV, and Cuban Link was like, "Aw," because it's kind of like, girl, 2003. I was in the 8th grade. I am 32 years old. And you still talking about this? But that man was the love of your life.
This is what I go back. I'm gonna go back to what we was talking about off air earlier when I was saying how like just with my experience with celebrities, especially people who have been in the industry for so long, they have a really clouded version of what reality is. So our reality, of course, is way different from theirs. You know what I'm saying? Since she is in the industry, she probably hasn't had too much of dating experiences.
She's been famous for a long time.
But even still, that doesn't. She probably haven't had dating experiences. And from my understanding, from what I hear, when you date somebody younger than you and you're a little older, it'll go. You know, they definitely get attached to them just because the energy level is different. They brought something different. Like if she would have dated
3 months,
her age, listen.
3 months. Listen. It take me. I wake up, go to sleep, don't even know if I like you for real in 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. But see, everybody ain't like that because I have personal friends that fall in love fast like that, and I'll be like, girl,
it take me a while. I need to be sure. I need to see you in like it's like 15 hurdles I need you to get over.
Like for real, I have a friend right now that will literally fall for a dude after like a week.
I know people like that. And that's a shame because those are the people they will go through the craziest situations and don't learn a lesson. They just keep falling in love.
And I'm like, you didn't just say you love this man. And they're like, yeah, like I love him. Oh
my gosh, Portia. I seen somebody tweet the other day.
And I'm like, exactly like Portia. Like, but see, from outside looking in, Portia's situation just looking like a come up.
I mean, her last one was too.
Yeah,
but she is like that every time because it's been some not so cummy uppies and she be like that. But I seen a tweet the other day. It said that y'all be girls talking about women saying y'all be having babies so fast, don't even know if the man family is slow or not. And I'd be like, that's one of them hurdles you got to get over. You got to pass the not slow test. I'm sorry. I need you to give me a dissertation, baby. I need to know that you are freaking the Einstein of 2021 before I even think about loving you. You need to be breaking down. You need to come up with some kind of formulas. I'm talking about, I just need to know, like, that's if it's not giving it, I can't love you. And don't get me wrong, I've been with some not the smartest guys, but I added that hurdle to the test after I be with them because I realized the importance. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just feel like, okay, you fell in love, but it has been 20 years. Anyways, all right, let's move on to tweets from the streets. We spent a little bit of time on Shop Talk, unless you got something else to add.
We can save it, because we got some things to get into today. So, our tweets from the streets, right? Let me find the actual tweets. How about that? Let's start there. Because that's going to tie us in with our topic for today. It was a tweet from a guy named Glow Guru, who is, I'm guessing, a makeup artist. He tweeted yesterday and said, airports take Klarna now? Bitch, I'm going to Jamaica tomorrow and Virgin Islands on Saturday. So that tweet opened up the pits of hell, okay, on Black Twitter yesterday, and it was giving elitists against regular people. So the argument was just basically people bashing people who use Klarna, Afterpay, any type of service like that where you would buy something and not having to pay the whole amount up front, so you break it up into installments. and the girls were lit up, baby. They was mad
I
because
saw.
yeah, like I didn't even I saw when he posted it and I retweeted it, and then this is before he had all those retweets and he had responded, because I mean I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, period, like use your Klarna, Apple Pay, go to your Virgin Islands in Jamaica. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right, you still paying for. You literally are still paying for it.
Yeah. And yeah, it just opening up, and it just opened up. So me just seeing like all the arguments up and down the timeline about it, it kind of wanted me to talk about it on the podcast today, because I'm like, girl, it's really not that deep, but I really wanted to get your opinion on what's going on with this topic too.
So okay. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I
don't have a problem with paying installments. In reality, that's how we pay for most big ticket things: houses, cars, travel agents, things like that, credit card bills. Now, I will judge you if you put a lot of like just stuff on there just to be doing it. But I think it's necessary. Like, for example, I did buy something and I put it on the firm, and I more than had the funds. Like, and that's not a flex. That's just I ain't want to swipe my card for that much money at one time. Yeah. And I mean, who finna check me? Because I go and buy it again. You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's just, if you're still paying for it, what difference does it make? I guess it's really what I'm just getting at. It's like, I think that people like to feel like they have some kind of exclusivity. Like, for example, I compared this conversation a lot to the minimum wage conversation, because people didn't want minimum wage to go up because they feel like that's going to have an impact on what they making. It's going to change the value of what they making. So people feel like with this new way of paying for travel, it's going to give people who they feel shouldn't have access to travel, the access to travel. And I just think that's so freaking lame. Like, people deserve to experience nice things, and it's just literally not that serious. A lot of y'all fly Spirit. Okay, so y'all shouldn't have nothing to say about nobody paying installments. And yes, I'm judging if you pay Spirit, and especially if you fly Spirit and then put it on Klarna. Now I'm judging. But no, I just feel like it's unnecessary. Do those? I can't remember, but I don't know if I pay any fees on my purchase. But do they charge fees to use those installments?
Let me look, because I have one on there now.
Let me try to pull up mine too. I don't think so.
I remember, because I use Klarna. I haven't used Apple Pay, but I mean Afterpay, but I've used Klarna. But off subject, do you know that one of my colleagues who I work with, they do you not know that they prefer Spirit over Delta? Like, she was getting on the Delta flight the other day and was mad. She sat next to me and she was mad as fuck coming down the aisle. Like, I hate Delta. I don't like this. I would rather Spirit. And I was like, what do you mean?
Is she dyslexic? No shade to the people that have dyslexia. Maybe she think back.
I don't know. So I asked her, because she was really mad. And I'm like, girl, why are you mad about being on a Delta flight? You should be excited. Like, you have TVs. We're going to be on a 4-hour flight. It's TVs. Right.
Why would you want to fly Spirit over Delta? What was her reasoning?
She said that Spirit flights, they get there faster, and it's easier.
Right. Okay, thanks. All right. So I'm looking at my Affirm transaction. Now, I don't know if it's because I got A1 credit, but it does say total interest 0%. Now, that probably does vary, I would assume. For in some cases, so I paid $487, and yes, I got more than $487, but I did not want to swipe my card. Okay, but yeah, I paid $487, and it's in 3 installments of $162.54 each, and life is good.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it doesn't say that I don't. My credit isn't A1, but it's good, and it doesn't say anything about me. It doesn't say anything about me paying interest on it.
So then I asked the question again: what is the difference if you're gonna pay the same amount regardless? Once I had bought what I bought on Affirm, and if I tell y'all, I know y'all gonna judge me, so that's why I'm gonna say my item, but Draco no. I said, oh, Christmas, I'm definitely doing that, because every Christmas I be so mad because I spend so much money on Christmas stuff, and I just like to save I have a routine on how I put money in my savings, and Christmas be blocking that, and so shoot, my brace is on Afterpay if you really want to break it down.
Literally, we pay a lot of stuff in installments, and then on top of that, they add interest on there because we do that.
Exactly. So what is the issue? That's crazy. Now, listen, if
Like
you
a
buy
lot of
$50 Forever 21 outfits, I think that you should just swipe your card to pay for it. But at the end of the day, it's also not my business. If you're paying for, I wonder how do they make money? How do these institutions make money? Because if there's no interest, I guess they really profit off of people not paying on time. Maybe.
even if you don't pay on, I don't know the penalty. So I've only used it so far twice. I've used
Okay.
it twice. Um now now I'm not saying that to brag either because I know how people are, but
Oh, what?
honestly, I'm just saying. I barely use my credit cards too because for the longest I had no choice but to pay for all my stuff up front because I didn't have credit cards. I couldn't get a credit card because my credit was bad. So now that I got my credit together, I'm able to use credit cards. I have 4. I have Klarna. I don't have Apple Pay. Yeah, so I have Klarna, and I used it this morning actually because I'm getting new seats installed in my car. Of course, I don't want to pay the upfront. And guess what they told me? If you don't want to pay it upfront, you can use Klarna. We have that as an option. I said, go ahead, sign me up, sis.
Let me ask you this. So if you use Klarna, do you continue to like how does it build? Because I never really even looked into like the long term.
It doesn't. So what happens with Klarna is when you first sign up, or at least this is how it worked for me. When you sign up for Klarna, right, they give you a small window of the amount of stuff that you can purchase. So, for instance, um, mine was like $400. Like I could only buy something for Klarna if it was up to $400. They had to equal that. Um, Now since I paid that off and I'm on my installments and it's done, it's paid off, and I paid it all on time, they raised my limit to $1,000. So it's almost like a credit card almost.
You know what though? That's kind of fire because let me tell you. So my Affirm transaction, I had it set up to where the installments was paid from my credit card. So that's really a good way to buy a lot of stuff and still don't pay no interest. Because as long as you pay your installment on your credit card before the bill is due, you won't get charged interest. But if you would have swiped your credit card for that big amount, you can't pay that in installments. You're going to get charged interest if you have a balance that carries over.
Yeah,
Mm.
for sure. So I
Whole
mean,
time y'all been hustling backwards.
this is the thing, and that's why I'm like, honestly, I don't see the problem. My only concern about it, when it comes down to the flights, is that since people are using that, they may raise the prices for tickets.
Oh, facts. You already know that's what's going on.
So that's the only thing that will really irritate me is them raising the prices for plane tickets. But I mean, since COVID, they've been raising them, and honestly, they haven't went down much.
I
Since,
ain't even noticed because I ain't
yeah,
been nowhere. I ain't even pay for my flight to Ohio. But
I only paid for my flight to my trip, but I haven't really. I fly a lot, but I haven't paid for it. But I do
I
know
feel
that the
like
flights
flights
are
are high this season
expensive.
anyway, so I can't even tell the difference. I always try to fly against popular season.
Yeah,
But I don't know. I think it's lame for people to try to be gatekeepers of enjoyment. It's actually really weird. If people are paying it, I just don't. I mean, I can't repeat it enough. It's like if people are paying the same amount as you, who cares that they don't pay all of it up front? I just don't see the issue.
yeah. It's just I don't know. I hate that we even act like that because as much as we um are against elite white people and we're trying to bring these big corporations down to our level, we're continuing to act like them. Now, that does not mean that you don't deserve luxury. That doesn't mean that you don't deserve nice things because I'm a firm believer in you need to experience that, especially when it comes down to traveling stuff.
It's life
Um,
changing.
it's life changing. I mean, honestly, some of the way that I think, the way the so even like me experiencing different food, like I said earlier, like foods, the way that I think, um, things that I find important, all changed when I started to travel. When I started to travel, and even now, like even just traveling within the United States, just visiting places outside of Atlanta, because I think that Atlanta has become predominantly black. It's always been that way, but now we are like, since we a lot people here make a lot of money, it's become a city where people love luxury things. They love expensive cars, they love expensive clothes, and they love this and this and that. So like when I visit different places that aren't as big of a city as us, and I see how they look. Because I mean, like I would wear certain things that in Atlanta it would be normal, but if I go out of town, people looking at me like, oh my god, like he must have a lot of money. And in my head, I'm like, damn, like
And now I use Klarna.
no, I'm just saying in general, like I'd be like, maybe they right. It kind of make me feel kind of slow a little bit for buying certain things. Because in other areas of my life, I'm not willing to compromise my luxury. That's just it is what it is. But when it comes to material things like designer clothes, of course I'll spend money on that. But in reality, when I visit certain places, or it's like I always feel overdone. Like I always feel overdressed, and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't know. I feel like I'll be doing too much sometimes.
I love a sweatsuit.
Maybe that's just me. I mean, me too. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, but I'm also not a person that just wears designer every day. I literally just took off some Birkenstocks. And
It was real Birkenstocks, or that was American Eagle.
They were real Birkenstocks.
I'm just playing.
But they the little cheap kind, the little $40 kind.
Sorry, I just passed gas.
Look, don't edit that out.
I have one ask. If this does mean that more people are going to be traveling, please don't fight on my flights, especially a Delta flight. Thank you.
Let them fight.
I don't have time. Actually,
let them fight in the airport. Let them get on the no-fly list.
I don't even want to.
Got to deal with them no more.
Does no-fly list apply to all airlines? I always wondered that. I never looked it up. So you just can't fly ever again?
No. Get it. You gotta fly on the CPN.
Okay, see. Now that's who y'all need to be judging, them CPNs. The no-fly list maintained by the United States federal government's Terrorist Screening Center is one of several lists included in the algorithmic rule sets used by government agencies and airlines to decide who to allow board airline flights. And then it says, can you get off the no-fly list? According to media reports, there are more than 20,000 people on the no-fly list. Their only recourse is to file a request with the Department of Homeland Security, after which they respond with a letter that does not explain why they were denied boarding. Okay, whatever that means. So basically, you can get off, but you got to beg. First of all, why are you fighting on it? Listen, my mind be in such a different place when I even get through TSA. There's nothing that can make anybody make me want to fight. You might can take my suitcase out of my hand and I'm gonna still go to Barbados.
Okay, we in Barbados. Yeah, I don't know. The airport is such a weird place to me. Like I don't want to say weird, but it's like
I'm so grateful that I've never been on a flight with drama. I never had to deal with crying babies. It's just maybe because I always get those real early flights. Maybe people be too tired for all that, but I just don't have time. I really don't.
Lately I've been getting into red eye flights. Now this most recent one I had coming back.
I hate a red eye. I can't lie, but I only allow it within the United States. I'm not going nowhere else.
I hated the last one, but I love red eye flights because I literally just sleep the whole time.
Yeah, I can't sleep on a flight. I can
I think that I liked it because of the empty seat too, the empty seat on the Delta flights, so it made it more comfortable. Now that they filling in that seat, yeah.
I'm like, dang, I feel it. That's why they really doing that Klarna after paying a firm, because they can fill up. They got to fill up them flights. So if people was doubting traveling before, now they really can do it. I ain't mad at it. Moral of the story is mind your business, honestly. I mean, I just feel like as long as people are doing responsible things, even if it's irresponsible, it's still none of my business. I might judge them. I will judge them. But if it's done responsibly, at the end of the day, we all pay the exact same thing. Now, how we pay is a whole different subject, but you won't know that by looking at somebody getting on the goddamn airplane. So why does it matter?
Yeah. I feel like if you are going to make an irresponsible purchase, and like if you just want something and you don't make a purchase like that, I will use Afterpay, because I mean you don't have to, deal with it up front. But I personally will only use it if I need it, or if it's something like that I really, really need and I don't want to pay for it up front, or I know if I gotta pay a bill and I don't want to be out of money, whatever the case may be, I'll do that. But honestly, I don't care. Even if it's you want to buy you a Chanel bag or something.
Okay. Now let's be for real. Okay, yeah, sure. You can do the Chanel, but you got to get approved for the Chanel bag amount first. So I can't even say nothing about that. Maybe that's a good way to do a group trip. So you want people to commit, they pay no.
Let me say this too. Klarna, using Klarna and Afterpay for trips is not new. Let me tell you, my friend's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, that was my friend uses one program. I don't know what it was, but she actually had to pay an $85 fee to pay in installments. I don't know how that was convenient for her when she went to Jamaica.
I think Afterpay, because Afterpay, I think you do have to pay, because Afterpay check your credit. They don't even, if you don't got good credit, they don't even let you use it. Klarna is way more lenient. But
I don't think Affirm hit my credit.
Affirm, I don't think Affirm check credit. Afterpay do though, for sure. It's like 4 of them. It's like 4 different ones.
Yeah, Quad Pay is the other one.
Yeah. The thing about Affirm too, I mean not Affirm, Klarna. The thing about Klarna, they allow you to make a temporary debit card. So they'll approve you for the amount. If what you're trying to buy doesn't accept Klarna, they will literally make a temporary debit card where you can literally scan it on the website and use it. Yeah,
I like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, y'all. If you want something and if you need alternative solutions to pay for it, do it. I mean, literally, Twitter will have you thinking, like, it'll have you thinking that this is how people are. But people will literally say stupid stuff on there to be stupid. Like, it's just the stuff that be trending sometimes. I'd be so annoyed. It's just like, shut up. All y'all shut up. Y'all fly Spirit Airlines. I can't believe that girl. Okay. Anyway, all right. Anything else you want to add to the topic?
Dang, you just got mad real quick.
I did. Like, listen, I said this last episode, flying is unnatural. Okay. So I got to have a quality experience to feel like I'm going to make it there. Now, I know the likelihood of a plane crashing is way lower than dying in a car accident, but that does not change my stance on being in the sky where I don't belong.
Yeah. I feel you. I don't really have nothing else to add. The only thing I gotta say about this is that people just need to learn to mind their business. If it ain't bothering you, if it ain't, whatever, no. Especially if the person isn't close to you. Even still though, that still ain't got nothing to do with you, because you can lead people to the water, but you can't make them drink it.
Okay, hello.
So let them do what they're gonna do. They'll crash and burn in the end, and they'll realize that on their own it happened to me. So I'm living proof. So whatever, they'll figure it out or won't.
Period. So listen, y'all, whether you want to pay before or after, that's your business.
Do you, boo?
Anyways, all right, y'all. That's this week's episode.
What you got coming up? What's going on? It's hot outside. What's up? What you doing for Memorial Day weekend? You ain't got no plans?
I just live my life. So I wanted to go to this particular place this weekend, but I'm actually, I have to push it back to pick up something. And so hopefully next week I'll be able to do the thing that I wanted to do. Sorry, gotta be vague.
I feel you. I was gonna be out of town this weekend. Kinda, but I think since everything is kind of starting to open up and it's really getting hot outside, I really couldn't enjoy my summer last year that much, and I know that I'm about to be busy because they're pushing all the festivals to the summer. Normally, festival season starts in like March, but now they're pushing it back to like June, July. So I know I'm going to be busy because of that, because my clients, they obviously are festival music artists. So before that starts, I'm going to try to have as much fun as I can. I'm going to try to go on one more trip before this, but I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I'm getting a haircut on Saturday, and I'm taking off on Sunday and Monday. And hopefully I'll be at somebody's barbecue, somebody's swimming pool, something. I'm trying to be outside.
I ain't even been to the pool in my neighborhood yet, but on one of these days I'm gonna go and I'm gonna use the grill and all that good stuff.
Dang, I was gonna go to my pool and make a video like Nicki Minaj did yesterday, that little challenge.
That was one of the weird moments for me.
She was copying off of YG. I mean, Yo Gotti. Mm-hmm. Why do I always get them mixed up, YG and Yo Gotti?
Because of the acronym, the letters.
You know what's I always confused Yo Gotti with?
A pastor, a Ursha.
No, it's another one. Rocco. I was confused.
Okay, you trying it now. Okay, buddy. I don't know why either.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? They do have they definitely have a similar swag. Like they're just too cool.
But Rocco, I mean, it's not like I don't know the difference. Rocco do like this same melody when he rap. It's like Shawty Lo mixed with a singing.
Okay.
Am I lying?
You are lying. Rocco always gonna be one of my favorite rappers, so I'm very offended. That's Yo Gotti. All right, y'all. That's this week's episode.
Both of them.
Okay, bye.
That's why I be getting them. Oh, you kicking me off?
Kicking you off.
What? Okay, Michelle said you reading me, sis.
Goodbye.